So, what's it going to take to make those grand plans a reality? Well, a short time ago, I spoke with Nick Talbot of design firm Seymourpowell, and I began by asking him what the prospect is of us all travelling at high speed or on high-speed trains at some day soon.
If you look at the amount of global activity and the amount of investment from everybody from the Chinese government, even the Americans that are big into their cars are investing a huge amount in high-speed rail.
I want to take a look at the concept train, but before I do you really think that at some point soon we will go from China to London by train?
Yes, I do. And the reason, well, there's two reasons I do. First of all, the European high-speed network has been underway for about 15 years now. I just saw one of your news feeds earlier. Recently, the Swiss have punched a 34-mile hole through the Alps to allow a rail passage through there. And the Chinese have made it very clear that in the next 10 to 15 years, they're going to triple their high-speed network and they will connect with Europe.
All right, so it's not the age of steam, because we know that's over, but it may be the age of the train going forward. Behind us, the look of a concept future train. What, from a design point, is so different from the trains that we know and sometimes love?
I guess there's two things. First of all, traditionally people have thought of trains as being rather heavy, cast iron, as you said, the sort of age of the steam train thing. Increasingly, rail vehicles are using technologies from the aerospace industry. They're getting lighter, the drivetrains, the powertrains are much, much more efficient. And what that's meant is that they can go faster and faster and faster.
Let's take a look at the interior of some of these concept trains going forward. As these trains travel faster and for longer distances, how do things inside have to change?
Well, the only way that we're going to persuade, or that anybody's going to persuade people to get out of their cars, and certainly out of aeroplanes, is to provide a better experience all round. I'm sure we'll see the return of proper sleeper carriages and all that, and dining cars and all that romantic stuff.
Listen, you're in the business of designing this stuff. How much investment is there out there? How much real belief is there that the age of rail is upon us?
In dollar terms, I can't tell you, but it's billions and billions and billions. If you look at what's happening in Europe, if you look at what's happening in China, very recently there was a company called Union Rail set up by the Abu Dhabi government, and they're committed to having a pan-Middle Eastern rail network. So all of these plans have been laid, and they're not short-term, they're planning for decades ahead. So it is going to happen.
There'll be people watching this in the States, or Americans who are travelling the world and watching this programme today and thinking to themselves, I cannot believe this will ever happen really in the States. But it's going that way. We've heard Obama say all the right things.
If you look at the commercial tenders that go out every single week, so there's a kind of news wire for commercial tenders. There is a huge amount of activity in the US, and that's not political hot air. These are real tenders with the real money behind them. So it's never mind it's going to happen, it's happening all around us.
There you go. From an expert, you heard it first here.